Well, hello everyone. This is Raquel, and it is June 20th, 2021. And just a shout out to all of the fathers out there as a Father's Day celebration is commencing. I know that many are using this day to pay a little bit more special attention to the fathers, husbands, men in their lives. And as we do, I hope that all of you are holding a frequency and a vibration and an intention for all to awaken into a much higher aligned divine masculine on the planet. And as the Father's Day celebration goes on, it's a perfect time to really just honor and hold that image within our awareness. And also, as we stand today in the solstice energies, this is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. And it has been a very powerful energy influx of what is coming onto the planet at this time. It's very interesting to believe it's been 30 days since the last 555 portal for this year. We've had a lot of things happen in between and in those last 30 days with the two eclipses happening. And now we're commencing it with the solstice energy, which just opens up another gateway as we move through. There is another super, I think it's a super full moon this week, which is where the moon is actually closest to the earth. And this will cause quite a bit of energetic, how do I say it? Energy on the planet as well. And then we start moving into the rest of the year. So this particular energy gateway is really a ending to the solstice back in December, and again setting the energy for the next 6 months to take us all the way into the December solstice. And it is a very powerful time energetically, as it is a true alignment that is happening. And the precession of the equinoxes and the solstices have been really important in our civilization's history. And as we continue to come into a much, much higher and more aligned state within our own solar system, the equinoxes, I think, and the solstices play the biggest role. Woo! And I can feel the energy starting to move. I just got kind of dizzy even saying that. So as we continue to align on every fractal level throughout ourselves, throughout the solar system, throughout the galaxy, and beyond, throughout the entire universal structure, it's important to understand the balance. And right now with the solstice, it's the most extreme, right? The equinoxes bring us back into balance, the same amount of light as there is dark. And right now, depending, of course, where you are on the planet, here in the northern hemisphere, it's the most amount of light we will see in one 24-hour period. And those in the southern hemisphere, the least amount. And so it's just an interesting way to approach how we are at the longest day or night. We are at the extreme end of things, coming back into balance again. as we move closer and closer to the equinox, which will happen in September. And so this ebb and flow going back and forth that has happened for eons is really important to keep into your awareness as we continue to move into deeper levels of alignment. And so many of you may be feeling quite a bit happening in your body structures, in your energetic fields, in your brain, as the energies continue to amplify. There's a influx of plasma light that is coming onto the planet, which literally affects the physiology. It affects the cellular level. Actually, it goes much further down into the adamantine levels and the subatomic particles of our body as the plasma light continues to come onto the planet. And right now, as our sun is most prevalent, bringing the most light here in the northern and the least in the southern, again, is bringing a full spectrum energy to the planet right now, regardless of where you are, north or south hemispheres. And so it's interesting as we sit within this energy to be at a much higher level of awareness of what is transpiring across the globe, across the solar system, across the galaxy and beyond. Because as we continue to bring just ourselves, if we just focus at this personal level of the fractal, and then perhaps move our awareness into the awakening of the planet, Earth herself, as she continues to go through profound shifts and awakenings. And we are a fractal of the whole. We are all in this together. It is all a part of the ascension plan. And the more that we personally can come into alignment, it affects everything. And as the earth continues to awaken, it affects everything, both directions, right? And so as fractals of the whole, the internal work in which we continue to do to come into alignment is essential and incredibly important. As we move into more alignment within ourselves of the divine masculine and divine feminine principles, of the yin and the yang, the positive, the negative. And the terms that we're using right now are so antiquated, archaic. They just really are difficult to explain the depth of what we're really trying to achieve here. But when you break it all down, it's magnetics. We are electromagnetic beings of light. And it is to bring the positive and the negative charges, the positive and the negative frequencies. And I'm not talking about emotional, although that plays a huge part in it, right? We think negative and we're thinking, oh, negative thought forms or behaviors. We go directly into that, but it's a electrical charge. And I know that brings it into a very mechanical level of understanding. But this is how we truly work. We're all electromagnetic beings of light. We're biochemical and bioelectrical. And so as we continue on this journey, it is about balancing the masculine and the feminine to come into a higher ergamic union within ourselves. As we've talked about before, the unity consciousness that so many are speaking of across the globe in the spiritual levels, they're talking about unity consciousness. Well, unity consciousness is first and foremost your ability to unify your masculine and your feminine. The very first levels of unity consciousness. It's an inside job. It is what you do within yourself, first and foremost. And so just keep that in awareness as we are literally in the solstice as a bigger solar system experience where it is the furthest swing out of balance, either positive or negative, light or dark. It's a perfect time to reset and come back into, at the extremes, begin to reset. Even at the extremes, it's much easier to do it when it's perfectly equal, right? In the energetic of the solar system, in the precession of the equinoxes and the solstices. And so just bringing that into your awareness, because it's very important to understand that level. It is the balance within ourselves of the magnetics. And that's very difficult to do when you're vibrating and operating through the lower magnetics on the planet. And as I've spoken many, many, many times about how we are unlocking, unraveling, taking down. There's many adjectives you could use. We are literally taking apart the old magnetic structures that have been operating on this planet, this solar system, and beyond. They're literally coming back or coming undone at the quantum levels. And so as that happens, much will be going on here in this holographic physical reality that we're in. And the quicker you can disentangle from the lower magnetics and connect into the higher magnetics, which are already coming onto the planet, which are already being anchored in several locations across the globe. This transition will help you immensely, immensely in, dare I even say, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years ahead. And of course, this whole process is always an inside job. It's always an inside job. And being able to really move out of the lower magnetics where the ego structure is very, very tied into, and moving into higher consciousness, higher awareness, and most of all, higher magnetics allows for your experience to shift profoundly. Profoundly. And it's a very difficult thing to explain. It is literally an experiential. And once you have experienced it, you understand it. But the concept, the experience is very hard to explain in words. It's just an experience that once you get there, you go, wow, okay, this is what they've been talking about. Wow, now I understand. And so with that awareness, we are sitting at a beautiful opportunity to do some pretty profound magnetic shifts within our body to bring us back into a level of union. And this is really essential in the ascension process, in the awakening process. And so today is a fabulous day as the plasma light is coming on, the photon light is coming on to the planet, as we are sitting in even the fact that for many, Father's Day is being celebrated today, which is a divine masculine idea, if you will, but holding it at the highest esteem of what a father, right? This is bringing it into a very human level, but it's a perfect day. to bring that masculine into balance with the feminine. And so I'm really grateful that you're here. I'm really grateful that you're coming into higher and higher levels of personal awareness every single day, understanding the mechanics of what is happening, and knowing that as you continue to arise, as you continue to awaken, as you continue this inside journey, you are truly affecting all of totality.